This slide presentation is designed to introduce the viewer to the Irish Labour History Society collection in our museum and archive in Beggars Bush, Dublin 4. The great bulk of the collection is archival material, amounting to around 6,000 boxes of paper archives. An example are the minutes of the combined Labour Party and Trade Union Congress for the period 1917 to 1924 and the Citizen Army Council Minute Book of 1919 to 1920. The recently bound National Executive of the Labour Party and Trade Union Congress Minute Book for the period covering the truce, the treaty and the Civil War was donated after we were contacted following the death of a man in Sligo and his nephew guessed it was important. This is an Irish Women Workers' Union delegation who met Sean Lemass, Minister for Industry and Commerce in May 1935. The union's General Secretary, Louis Bennett, is on the left. A delegation from the Irish Women Workers' Union visiting Dr. Noel Brown, Minister for Health, to discuss the Mother and Child Scheme in 1951. This shows General Secretary Louis Bennett in her office. Note the photograph over the fireplace of a packed meeting of union members in their headquarters in Fleet Street. Members of the Irish Women Workers' Union gathering on Parliament Row beside their union office in Fleet Street, preparing for a public demonstration. On the left is a portrait of Louis Bennett by Lily Williams from 1919. Lily Williams was a prominent portrait painter who also designed stamps once the Free State was established. On the right is a portrait of Constance Markievicz, painted by Thomas Kane, who was also a Citizen Army member. On the left is a painting of Kathleen Lynn, also by Lily Williams. It was presented to Kathleen in March 1919. Kathleen was a Citizen Army member in the 1916 Rising who had worked in the soup kitchens during the 1913 lockout. The photograph is of Lynn with her life partner, Madeleine French Mullen. The portrait on the left is of Paddy O'Dare, who served in the International Brigades in the Spanish Civil War. It was painted by Michael Jones, whose father Jack served in the same brigades and later became General Secretary of the Transport and General Workers' Union in the United Kingdom. Father and son visited Dublin to present the portrait to the Irish Labour History Society. On the right is a drawing of Stephen Behan, drawn by Sean O'Sullivan. Stephen Behan was president of the Painters' Union and was father of Brendan and Dominic Behan. On the left is the notice to Dublin tramway men in August 1913 ordering them to strike, signed by the General Secretary of their union, Jim Larkin. On the right is the printer's block of the modernistic letterheading used by the Transport and General Workers Union at the time, a monoplane indicating modern technology and aspirations. An early photograph of the ITGWU leadership with James Connolly on the right, Jim Larkin second from the left on the back row, and in front of him P.T. Daly. The back of a photograph indicating the importance of identifying either individuals or where the photograph came. In this case, the photograph was gifted by Thomas Foran, who was president of the ITGWU, to John O'Neill, who was also a founder member of that union and was secretary of the Dublin No. 1 branch. This photograph is of the ITGWU executive in August 1923. Jim Larkin had returned from America in April 1923, but the following summer the union split with the establishment of the Workers' Union of Ireland. This photograph is important because Delia Larkin, sister of Jim Larkin, is seen seated beside William O'Brien in the photograph. This is a recruitment poster for the ITGWU in Galway in 1936, inviting members and intending members to attend the meeting. The mid-1930s was a period of growth in union membership, and the ITGWU was seeking to make headway in Galway, where their rival British-based Amalgamated Transport had secured a foothold. This is a cheque made out by the ITGWU Approved Society National Health Insurance Fund to Matt Talbot in 1923, disproving unfounded rumours that Talbot had fallen out with the union and worked during the 1913 lockout. 10 years later, he was presented with a payment of 15 shillings for disability benefit. The website of the Irish Labour History Society provides a facility where we can digitise certain records and make them freely available to the general public at home and abroad. The website of the Irish Labour History Society contains digital copies of the annual reports of the ITGWU for the period 1918 to 1930. It also includes material from the time of the separation of the Workers' Union of Ireland, including a polemic entitled "The Attempt to Smash the Irish Transport and General Workers' Union." Also associated with that document is a pen portrait of individuals in the Dublin trade union movement prepared for legal advisors for the union. The website also contains Irish Labour Party and Trade Union Congress reports from 1901 to 1930, when the Congress separated into distinct organisations, the Trade Union Congress and the Labour Party. Both sets of reports are searchable and can be of assistance to students and the interested public in local as well as national historical developments. We also have a digital copy of the Irish Citizen Army Minute Book for 1919 to 1920. It's unusual to find the minutes of a secret revolutionary organisation in a time of active revolutionary war. This banner of the Irish Women Workers' Union dates from 1919. It was designed by the Celtic Revival artist Evelyn Gleeson and more than likely made by the Dún Emer Guild. With the support of the Heritage Council, the banner was restored in 2024. The banner contains an image of St. Bridget, and a significant repair, cleaning and restoration of stitching was required in the restoration work. This banner of the Irish National Teachers Organisation, front and back, dates from the 1960s. Is the chain of office of the President of the Irish National Teachers Organisation, with each of the 32 counties recorded in the links. The INTO is an all-Ireland union dating from before partition. The Archangel Gabriel adorns the Irish Post Office Engineering Union banner dating from 1953. Standing on a globe with telegraph poles reflecting the work of the union's members. The Archangel is seen as a communicator in the Jewish, Christian and Islamic religions. In 2023, the National League of the Blind presented its banner to the Society. Pictured in the photograph are National League of the Blind officers Michael Lavin and Dominic Mina. Not all banners have survived, but often we have photographs of them. In this case, this is a photograph of the Dublin Brushmakers Trade Union. Here is the front of the Brushmakers Union banner. The photograph was taken in St. Stephen's Green. This is one of the most famous union banners, the Workers' Union of Ireland's Larkin banner, crafted in 1949. This photograph dates from the 1950s, showing trade union members leaving Parnell Square on a demonstration. The same banner photographed with Irish Labour History Society founder John Swift in front of it. On the left is the back of the banner, which would have been seen by the marching members of that union. The imagery contains the emblems of the four provinces, the red hand of the Workers' Union of Ireland, and industries where the union organised members. The Spanish Civil War Connolly Column International Brigade banner dating from towards the end of that war. This is a fully restored original Citizen Army uniform dating from the period of the 1916 Rising. It's an original Citizen Army band uniform, back and front. Also note the ICA on the buttons. This clay pipe was recovered from a garden in Dublin. It dates from the 1860s and is embossed with the emblem of the United Trades Association of Dublin. This body was a precursor of the Dublin Trades Council and at one time affiliated to the British Trade Union Congress. The Irish Municipal Employees Trade Union had a band that won All-Ireland Championships in the period from 1909 to 1914. The Municipal Employees Union is now part of the trade union Forsa. Pictured here is the committee with the cups from various successful tournaments. Pictured here is the Municipal Employees Trade Union Band after winning the All-Ireland Championship in 1909. At the back is the trade union banner, at least dating from that period. The original banner still exists in the Trade Union Forsa offices, and the winning cup is in the Beggar's Bush Museum. An illuminated address and bell presented to Thomas Johnson, President of the Congress, in recognition of his role in the 1916 Congress, which followed the Easter Rising and the Battle of the Somme. Johnson's powerful address managed to appeal to delegates of different traditions, maintaining trade union unity across the 32 counties. The illuminated address is typical of addresses of this nature. The Society has several other ones in Beggar's Bush. A photograph of delegates to the 1911 Trade Union Congress in Galway, replicated in recent years with Michael D. Higgins and Sabina Higgins in the front row. These are a membership receipt and a probate document, including a copy of the will of Lily Connolly, widow of James Connolly. Lily died in 1938, and one of her executors was William O'Brien, General Secretary of the ITGWU. These are posters from previous Irish Labour History Society public events. The Society has an extensive collection of the records of the Post Office Workers' Union. This is a photograph from the 1922 Postal Workers' Strike, the first significant strike in the new Free State. The photograph on the right includes complaints by the striking postal workers about a female telephonist who was shot by the military and the military being employed as strike breakers. The leaflet on the left is one of an extensive series of leaflets that were produced by the striking workers during the dispute, which was about attempts by the Free State government to reduce their wages. This is an extract from the minute book of the Land Commission Inspectors branch of the Professional Civil Service Union. It records the beginning of the Second World War, described as the present international situation, and envisaging that they will be reassigned to work on compulsory tillage programs. The branch chair, Con O'Donovan, was a 1916 veteran who had been sentenced to death after the Rising. This minute book was donated to the Society in 2007.